Raquel from the blog Out of the Past, and I'm here with a holiday themed classic film haul video. Now, I've done a lot of these classic film haul videos where I show case like different products that I've received either for review or I purchased for myself or I got as gifts. This is strictly gifts. These are gifts that I received that basically, like, my family doesn't, like, we don't exchange Christmas presents, we go all out for birthday presents instead. But I did get a sweet gift from a friend. I treated myself to some things, and I also got some gifts from some companies I write articles and create content for, and I was super excited to get those because it's been so great collaborating with those companies over the past year, and I look forward to writing more articles for them. So it was really sweet of them to send me some stuff. So let's get started to see what I got. Okay, first up are some books. And of course, what would a haul be without some classic film books? These are books that I got for myself. And they were on sale or clearance, so it was a really good deal. So I took advantage of that and swooped them up. Um, So I'm going to start off with some classic film books because these hauls would not be hauls if I didn't have classic film books. And these are books I bought for myself. I treated myself to a couple of really great sales, and these are not books that I plan on reviewing. These are really for research and reference, and I was really excited to get these. The first one I got at the Harvard bookstore warehouse sale. A couple of times a year they basically open up their warehouse and they discount the already discounted remainder books. Remainder books are extra books that a publisher is trying to offload because they have too much inventory. It's a common practice, and independent bookstores like the Harvard bookstore purchase these in bulk, and we benefit from the discount. So actually, I only got one book there. They don't have a lot of film books during their sale, but that's actually a good thing because then I would buy way too many. So the one I got is this right here. It's The Man Who Made the Movies, The Meteoric Rise and Tragic Fall of William Fox by Vanda Kreft. And I've had my eye on this book for a while. One of my goals for 2020 is to really focus my research on the history of different studios and the people who made these studios, and just to focus on that because I focused a lot on individual movies and on individual people like directors and actors and actresses. I really want to learn more about the history of the studios. So, and I have done research on that before, but I really want to build up that knowledge. So this will help because this is about William Fox, who started Fox, which is, now purchased by Disney. So 20th Century Fox is not what it once was, but I would love to hear more about him. And it sounds like he had quite a tragic story. So I'm excited about this one, and I got this for $10, which is a pretty good deal. Now, the next four books I got as part of the University Press of Kentucky sale. They were having a holiday sale, 40% off pretty much all of their backlist. And backlists is basically titles that have been out for a while. But they actually, now that I think of it, I have a front list, which is a brand new title, also in this. So they must have just done a 40% off sale on everything. So the first one I got out of the four is An Actor's Voice, Claude Rains. This is by David J. Scull with Jessica Rains, who is Claude Rains' daughter. Now, for my birthday, my husband and I went up to New Hampshire, and on the way we made a pit stop. We were going to Mount Washington. We made a pit stop in Sandwich, New Hampshire, and the little town where Claude Rains is buried. And I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't remember the name. But anyways, it's unusual. I mean, you'd think that he would, his final resting place would be in England, where he was from, or in Hollywood somewhere, but he retired to New Hampshire, and um, he was super interested in agriculture, and he fell in love with that region of New Hampshire. So he had a big farmhouse and lots of land. So we got to see his house, and we got to pay our respects to his grave. And I was like, I would really like to learn more about Claude Rains. I think that would be really great. This focuses primarily on his career, which I prefer that with biographies. So I'm super interested in. I love that his daughter was involved. So I think there's going to be a lot of background information that you would maybe not get as much access to in a regular biography. So there's that one. And the next one is Lewis Milestone, Life and Films by Harlow Robinson. Not the best cover, but I'm not buying it for the cover. So Lewis Milestone directed one of my favorite films of all time, Ocean's 11, 1960. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with that movie. But he also, directed a lot of other things, All Quiet on the Western Front and Mutiny on the Bounty. So he was nominated for like 28 Academy Awards. I mean, he had quite a career. So I definitely want to learn more about him because I don't know much about him. So this will definitely be a great resource, especially if I'm writing about one of his films. I find that books about directors are really great for research because there's always some background information, and it's not so much like, oh, this film, was made and it made a splash. No, it was like, it gets more into the nitty gritty. So I'm excited about this one. And going back to my goal of learning more about studios in classic Hollywood, I got this book. This is Columbia Pictures, Portrait of a Studio, edited by Bernard F. Dick, and it's a collection of articles about the studio. So there's lots of different authors in here. I spot Janine Bassinger, which is really great. I have some of her books. So I'm excited to dive into this. There are also a couple books about RKO, not by this publisher, but by another publisher that I have my eye on. So I'm slowly building like a little library of books about specific studios. So I'm really excited about diving into this one. This one I might not read cover to cover. I try to do that with my classic film books. This one I might just dip in and out of for research and for just, curiosity. And then the next one is this. You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet. Interviews with Stars from Hollywood's Golden Era by James Bodden and Ron Miller. This is a companion to this book, which I got, I think it was a couple years ago, and I reviewed on my blog. Conversations with Classic Film Stars, interviews from Hollywood's Golden Era, same authors. These are two Toronto-based journalists who interviewed everybody, all the big classic film stars, and they put the audio transcripts in full in here, so we get the pleasure of learning more about these classic film stars in conversation. And this one has lots of really great people in it. Buster Keaton, Victor Mature, Walter Pidgeon, Betty Davis, Yvonne DiCarlo, Joan Leslie, Patricia Neal. And I was very pleasantly surprised to see Bonita Granville, so I'm excited to read that chapter. Anne Shirley, Anthony Perkins, Ernest Borgnine, Lee Marvin. So many of my favorite people are in this. So I'm excited because I really, really did enjoy this book. So this companion title will be great, and I use this one a lot for research, so this will be great for research too. Okay, next up are the gifts that I received from brands that I work with on articles and content creation. And one company I started collaborating with this year and I was super excited about is The Film Detective. I'm based in Massachusetts and they're based here too, which is pretty cool. And what they do is they take public domain films and restore them. And what happens with public domain films is because they're public domain and anyone could distribute them. Lots of really bad copies are out there. But the film detective really takes care of these films and really like restores them and puts them out there to their best quality. They have some selection of DVDs and Blu-rays, but mostly they have a streaming service. So they sent me this cool tote bag. It says Film Detective on it. And I love tote bags. I use these a lot. Right now, I'm kind of addicted to my South by Southwest one, but I have a bunch of TCM ones. I have a DVD Netflix one, and now I have a Film Detective one. And I love these because it's just easy to carry. I put my books that I'm reading or using for research in these, and then I also take these on vacation with me. Um, and because sometimes it's lighter than carrying a purse, because it's so lightweight and you can fit a lot of things in it, and it just kind of lies very nicely on your shoulders. So thank you so much to the Film Detective for sending me this. And I encourage you to go check out my latest article for them, which is about The Ring from 1952. It's a boxing movie starring a very young Rita Moreno. And I reviewed it on their blog, which they have lots of contributors writing about different films. And that one was for Rita Moreno's birthday in December. So next up, I have been collaborating with DVD Netflix, which is the part of the Netflix company that still does DVD and Blu rental services. So basically, if you're ever frustrated with Netflix streaming, not having very many classic movies, sign up or resubscribe to DVD Netflix and get them in the mail. I know it's kind of old fashioned, but they have a lot of classic movies on there. And one of the things I do for them is I write about, I basically write list articles on a theme. For example, Noirvember, I picked 5 1950s film noirs that I really liked that are available to rent on the service. And I do new movie stuff too. I recently submitted an article for them on Errol Morris, who is a documentary filmmaker, and they have a lot of his films available. So I wrote a piece just introducing people to him if you didn't know anything about him, and what films of his you should watch. So it's really great fun collaborating with them, and they're always so generous, sending me really cool tchotchkes. And the thing they sent me this year was this really cool DVD Netflix blanket. And it's just like the softest blanket ever, and it's very holiday looking, if you can see it. And just to wrap it around me. There goes my hat, my tiara. This is so soft. And I love the branding on the corner. It's so snuggly. Thank you, DVD Netflix, for this. And they also sent me a treat. They sent me these DVD Netflix mugs. Let's see if I can show you. It says DVD.com, a Netflix company, on them. And some hot chocolate sticks inside. And I have 2 of these. So this will be great to share with my husband, and we can just get all warm and cozy underneath the blanket and have some hot chocolate. So this was a really special treat, and I look forward to writing for them in the future. Okay, the third company I work for, and I started in 2019, and it's been such an honor. If you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be doing this, I would be like, what? No, not me. But I have been writing for Turner Classic Movies. I started in January of last year, and I started writing a couple of blog posts for their Tumblr blog a month those have been really great. They're tied into their monthly programming. And then a few months into the year, I started working on research articles. So basically, if you go to a movie on tcm.com, and you go to the movie page, and there's a little article link, and you click on it, there's a detailed article about the history of the movie. Basically, I like to write those as a biography of the movie. Um, and I've written lots of them now, and I can't decide whether I like the blog posts better or the research articles better because they are both like unique. The research articles are really challenging because I get assigned them, and sometimes they're films I have no clue about. Like I wrote about Caged Heat, which is a 1970s exploitation movie. I had no clue about this movie, but it was such a great challenge to take on something that I had no knowledge about and become an expert on it. So the last article that went live for them was Repeat Performance from 1947. It was part of their Noir Alley lineup, and it's a really kind of fun New Year's film noir starring Joan Leslie. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you do. And I think it premiered for the first time, so they really needed a research article. And if you just look up the film, you can find it. Anyways, so they sent me a really great gift. Here's a card from them. I love this design. And then they must know me because like my several other people got gifts from Turner Classic Movies, and this one seemed to be very much like tailored to me specifically, which is cool. They got me this really cool mug. I have another one that's in navy blue, and on the back it says "Never stop pursuing." So that's really cool. I love these. Love these for tea. And actually, if you look inside, the TCM logo is in it. Actually, it's on the back too. It's really cool. And then they got me books because, oh, duh. So the first one is part of the TCM and Running Press imprint. It's Cinematic Cities, New York, the Big Apple on the Big Screen by Christian Blovelt. I actually already have a copy of this. I actually did a cover reveal for this title, and I am working on a review. I'm really behind on my book reviews because I've had some health challenges lately, but I'm looking forward to getting back on track this year. So because I have an extra copy of this, when I do review it, I'm going to give this copy away to one lucky winner. And I might open it up internationally. That'll be fun. And then they sent me, this was a book that I had my eye on, and I was like, I don't know if I'll get this book. So I went on my Goodreads and I kind of removed it thinking, oh, well, I'm never going to get that book. There's so many other books I'm going to get. And I don't know if this is like something that's going to happen. I want it, but do I need it? But then they sent it to me and I'm like, okay, it was meant to be. So it's The Contender, The Story of Marlon Brando by William J. Mann. And Marlon Brando is one of those kind of divisive actors. Like he's very polarizing. You either like love him or you hate him. I know a lot of people who do not like him. So I actually do like Marlon Brando, and I love really doing a deep dive into someone's life and work. And oh, this one has like really nice inserts with photos. So I'm really curious about this. This is a honker though. This is like about 590 pages, almost 600 pages long. But I was really excited because I did have to cross it off of my list of like, maybe I won't get that book, but yes, now I have it. And then the last thing they gave me was this classic film journal, which is really cool. And it's set up so that you can fill in title, date, cast and crew, where you saw it, because I think that's really special. Some quotes, your thoughts. notes on the soundtrack, which I would never have thought of doing that. And then some stars that you can fill in for a rating. Okay, the last two items are from my good friend Jessica, who writes the blog Comment Over Hollywood. She also writes for Turner Classic Movies, and we've been good friends for a few years. And she always sends me really thoughtful presents. She sent me like almost my entire Susan Peters collection of things that are not DVDs are from her. But she sent me a couple of really nice items. The first one is this right here, a book, of course. Home from the Hill by William Humphrey. This 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 is like basically the it's not a novelization, sorry. This is a movie tie-in edition. This is an MGM movie starring my guy Robert Mitchum and has Eleanor Parker, George Peppard, George Hamilton. It's total soapy family epic drama. I have a review of it on my blog. I'll leave a link down below. But how cool! Like this is actually really nice movie tie-in edition, and it's in really good quality. Like it's in really good shape, given how old it is. So like the binding and the spine is actually really tight, and it must have not been read before. So this was really cool to find. Thank you, Jessica. And then like she had put something inside the package and I did not see it. It was sandwiched in between like two pieces of like white cardboard or white plastic, and I was like, "Oh, I think there's something in there, but I'm not sure." And then she sent me a message and she's like, "Raquel, there's something else in the package," because I told her, "Thank you for the book." And she's like, "But there's something else." I was like, "What? What could it be?" And when I saw it, guys, I like screamed, "Oh my God. Oh my God." She got me this Akim Tamirov portrait from his time at Paramount Pictures. This is an official portrait, and on the back there's some information, just some notes in Spanish, which I can read, so I will read that later. But this is an official portrait of Akim Tamirov. And oh my God, you guys don't know how much I love Akim Tamirov. I'm obsessed with him. Orson Welles said that he was one of the greatest actors ever, so he wasn't wrong. I just, anytime I watch an Akim Tamirov film, it's better because he's in it. He's just so charming, and I kind of discovered him through Ocean's 11. He plays a sea boss. He's basically this kind of like uptight criminal who is funding Frank Sinatra, Danny Ocean, and all the other guys in his crew to do a big heist in Las Vegas. And he gets like easily flustered, and it's such a great part. And he kind of steals the show from everybody because he just does such a good job. His great lines. "The master electrician is doing 1, 2, 5." I love him so much. And then over the past couple years, I've been just diving into his filmography, and sometimes even if the movie is not interesting, I just want to see his scenes. He's just so great, and she knows how much I love Akim Tamirov, so I'm going to frame this because this is very special. Thank you. Well, that was my classic film holiday haul. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to share my gifts with you. One thing I'll be doing on this YouTube channel is creating more types of videos. I would love to hear from you what types of videos you'd like. Do you want movie recommendations? Do you want movie reviews? Do you want more information about books? Do you want more information about how to write a research article, or more background of what I do, or maybe some personal stories of how, I come to, love Akim Tamirov or something. Maybe my list of my favorite actors or actresses. What are things you'd like to see on this channel? I would love to hear from you. I am going to be limiting YouTube comments because I have heard from a couple of friends who have shut down their channels because YouTube commenters have been awful. So I want to discourage that because this should be a safe space. So I either might disable comments completely or I'll just limit them to a few days and then shut them off. But if you can't leave a comment on here, make sure you stop by my blog or you leave me a comment on social media. But let's keep YouTube a safe space, or let's keep this YouTube channel a safe space so I can keep making videos. Anyways, I hope you have a happy and healthy 2020 with lots of classic movies, and thank you for watching. Bye!